Good afternoon, everyone. We are here today in remembrance of our beloved teacher, Ms. Shauna Lilly. This school year, Lindop students and staff and families had the pleasure of getting to know her as she filled our heart with such warmth and enthusiasm. She clearly was happy to be starting at a new school, and she always raved especially about her middle school students. No matter what class she was in, she wanted to be involved and to make a difference, and boy, she did. In her short time here, she propped up our students, she forged friendships with staff, and she advocated for changes to make our school and programs even better. We are incredibly grateful to have had her as part of our Lindop family. Today's celebration of life will honor her impact on us all. We will hear stories from both students and staff. We have balloons of her favorite color, turquoise. And we have planted a kindred spirit hybrid oak tree for her with a plaque to honor her memory. The tree was graciously donated by Paul Bunyan Tree Service, and their donation was in honor of their father who passed away last week. Thank you so much. We are also sending trees home with her family today as a symbol of Lindop's love for her and her loved ones. Miss Lilly, you are always loved, never forgotten, and forever missed. At this time, we would like to ask her family to come join us. We have her sister Courtney and her sister Stephanie and her nephews Gavin and Grayson. Once the tree is planted, we will be adding her plaque, so she always has her memory here in our courtyard. Thank you guys so much for being here today. Next up, we have one of Miss Lily's students, Miss Ashley Griffin, and she will be accompanied by students Robin Smith and Kiamani Griffin.
Lily was really nice. She was really thoughtful. She was really helpful. I did not like Miss Lily at first, but I gave her a chance and I really liked her. She really helped me and she will always help me outside the classroom. Miss Lily, I can't believe you're gone. It's been 4 months and it still hurts. I'm not good at saying goodbye, so I'll say something.
Thank you so much, Ashley. We know how much Miss Lily made an impact and how much that you cared for her. I know one part of your speech was that you were not good with change, and so it was always hard for her to meet new staff. And we are so grateful that she was able to work with all of our students here. Miss Lily definitely worked with every single student in her classroom. Next up, we have some staff remembrances. They're going to be shared out loud by Ms. Carrillo, Dr. Kowalczyk, and Mr. Selly.
Ms. Lilly was energetic, passionate, and eager to learn new things that would be helpful to better the lives and the education of our students. She was easy to work with, outgoing, outgoing, friendly, and bubbly. She made us want to work with her.
At the beginning of the year, Shauna was partnered with a mentor teacher to help her get the lay of the land. Miss Lilly ended up providing mentorship to her mentor teacher by sharing her wealth of knowledge and experience.
Ms. Lilly embraced our school wholeheartedly, participated actively in school spirit activities, and had a vibrant spirit. She will sometimes be seen wearing open-toe sandals, even when the weather changed, because she wasn't ready to put socks on yet. She still was thinking about Arizona weather.
Miss Lilly took over crossing guards and the duties in the morning. She was so excited when she talked about how she was able to build relationships with families in this world. Miss Lilly was a breath of fresh air every morning. She always brought a smile to my face and even shared her great fashion tips.
We miss seeing her each morning in her classroom and walking through the building. We miss hearing the sound of her suitcase of learning materials rolling swiftly by our classroom.
Miss Lilly worked closely with her students every day. She was so helpful to the students and to the teachers. She knew what the students needed, and because of that, the teachers were more at ease, knowing that the students' needs would be met, and she always came ready to work.
A favorite memory of her was when we first had some snow flurries. She was so excited and ran outside to take pictures and just enjoy something we take for granted.
Miss Lilly had the most incredible spirit, whose passion for what she did always shone through. She was never afraid to stand up for what she believed in. I am forever grateful for the months that I got to work with Miss Lilly and learn from her. She was an inspiration.
Thank you. I did forget to mention that Miss Brown was also reading today. Thank you, Miss Brown. Next up, we have some student remembrances. Miss Creo and I will be reading them. Thanks for making sure I always did my work.
Ms. Lilly was a great person. She was always there for me, and when I needed help, she always helped me if I needed someone to talk to. She was right by my side, and she will be missed so very much. I can't believe she's gone.
Miss Lilly was the best. She always gave us positives. She told us how to take the good path. She was the sweetest person I ever met. It's so sad what happened. She was the best, and she deserved the best.
I really enjoyed Miss Lilly. Even though we didn't have the best relationship, she was still a great person. It was the day after the basketball game, and she was a scorekeeper. And she came into the class, and she said, "I didn't know you guys can play like that." And we started talking about what made us happy. And she told me she was a person that helped kids with disabilities play sports. I cried that day she passed away, and it helped me and it hurt me because we got along for the first time, and I didn't know how to get over her passing.
I remember the day when she told me her favorite thing about me and my sister, and she gave us some food. She was a very good person, and I am sad that she is gone, but I know her family is hurting more than I am. I am sorry for Miss Lily's death. I will remember her. She was the best first adult that was my favorite. She was the best, and more people would say the same thing about her. She could really help me and my other classmates with our problems. She was so pretty. I wish she was here right now because she helped me with the stress and all the sad and bad feelings that I had. She helped me out with all of my problems. I miss her, and I wish I could still be here. She could still be here with me and my other classmates.
She was a good lady, and she was nice and sweet.
I really love Miss Lilly, and I miss her so much. She used to help me with my work.
Ms. Lilly was the best teacher ever, and that you were always there for a student if they needed help or if they were going through something. I miss you, and I will always talk to you.
Thank you. Next up is Mr. Whitehead with some kind words.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon to Shauna's family. Thank you for being here today. I just want to take a couple of minutes just to talk about the opportunity that I had to work with Shauna. We had many a conversation. She always had feedback and information to give, and she always had so much insight. But the best thing about Shauna was her spirit. She lived and it shined every time she walked through the door. And she worked with students. She had conversations, you could see it all over her face, and she illuminated the room. You know, sometimes we don't know the timeline that people are going to be in their lives. Sometimes people come into our lives for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. But today is very fitting because as the seasons change, and Shauna would love to be able to see some springtime here in Illinois. We're here, we're planting a tree in her name. And you know, you can see the impact that she had on people in such a short period of time, on their students, on the other adults that worked here with her. And I'm extremely blessed to say that I had the opportunity to work with her. So I just want you all to know that she'll always be in our hearts and our prayers and our thoughts. And this tree will be remembrance of her that she's here at that time.
Thank you, Mr. Whitehead. Next, we would like to invite Paul Bunyan Tree Company to come up and say some words.
Hi, everyone. First and foremost, thank you for allowing me and my family to be a part of this memorial. There's one thing I know about my Papa Paul is that he loved education. It's an honor to be here to present donation on his behalf. Miss Lilly and Papa Paul were here today, and for that I'm grateful.
And we just lost our grandfather not too long ago, so just always keep him in your hearts. You know, remember all the things that he taught you or that she taught you, and continue those on to the people that you meet, the same way that she did. Obviously, she touched so many hearts, and like she said, it's really an honor to be a part of this, even though we didn't get to know her like you guys did. We just appreciate you guys allowing us to be here. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Lastly, we have Miss Lilly's work partner with a closing speech. Welcome, Mr. Lazarus.
Hello. I was fortunate enough to work with Shauna and get to know her. We shared a classroom. I wasn't too sure about sharing a classroom, but then she'd come to work wearing Chicago Cubs clothing. And I thought, that's odd. She's from Arizona. Then she told me she grew up in Mesa, Arizona. That's where the Cubs had their spring training, and she would regularly watch them play and became a fan. We quickly bonded over the Cubs. Then I discovered that for a time she lived in Castro Valley, California in the Bay Area. And that's the town I spent my first 20 years of life. What are the odds? So being from Arizona, Shauna, she was a little anxious about the upcoming Chicago winter. She'd be asking me, what type of clothing should she wear in preparation for the winter? What boots to get? What kind of gloves? What types of sweaters? What types of jackets? And it is a rare moment when anyone comes to me and asking for fashion advice. But my favorite story about Shauna is one I've shared with some of the staff. Also in preparation of the Chicago winter, she ducked out of work early one day to have an automatic starter put in her car. When she got home, the starter wasn't working properly and she could not turn off the engine. She had to leave the engine running all night. This reminded me of Shauna, always on the go. Shauna fought hard for the students and her colleagues, and if she saw an injustice, she did not hesitate to speak out. She strongly advocated for her students and challenged them to be their best. She challenged me, other teachers, and even administrators. Her ideas were well thought out, and she was very good at articulating her thoughts. I truly admired her for that and wished I could be more like her in that way. I know she made me a better teacher. We shared a lot, and I got to know her quite well in the short amount of time I knew her. I appreciated how warm and caring and open she was. And most of all, I miss the conversations we had on teaching life in the world.
Mr. Lazarus. We want to especially thank Miss Lily's family for being here today. And we want to thank everyone watching through the live Zoom for participating in today's event. We hope you're able to make it out to the courtyard before the school year is over to see the tree. Thank you so much. Thank you guys so much for being here today. You guys are welcome to stay in the courtyard for a little bit. We definitely want you guys to take some balloons if you want to drive with some. So we just drove up today, but thank you. Yes, thank you. We definitely appreciate it. Sorry about your loss. Thank you. Yeah, sorry about your loss. Yeah. Very nice to meet you. Yeah, we are. Yeah, it was short.